Your boy Heaven Hollywood for the IE Network, and this is the Heaven Hollywood Report. So, what 4th of July ritual party did you go to? You got Sean P. Diddy Combs, a.k.a. Puffy, a.k.a. Love. You got him running his 4th of July party over here. You had in attendance Freddie Gibbs, French Montana, Drizzy Drake. You know, who else was in attendance over at the Love Party? Kiki, what's her name? Uh, Kiki, the actress. It'll come to my mind soon. She was over there. She had a lot of stars over on the Love side. And then you had Jay-Z. And his rituals consist of a much, more of a billionaire status ritual. He had Robert Kraft in there. He had Michael Rubin in there. He had the CEO of WhatsApp in there. Boy, Jay-Z had the Rock Nation, had the performances going. Megan Thee Stallion performing. Tanashi, somebody dust her casket off and put her on the stage. Tanashi performed. You had Lil Uzi Fart doing backspins. Him and JT making a fool of themselves on the dance floor. You had the Migos was there. Man, that's everybody seemed to be at all of the high pros rituals. Of course, that's not Drake's scene. So Drake chose to, I'm not going to go to the Rock Nation. Drake would rather hang out with Diddy than Jay-Z. And that's one thing that Jay-Z envies about Diddy. You see, when it comes to a Diddy and Jay-Z party, and notice they didn't party together, right? Jay and Diddy are both call themselves the king of New York. And Diddy once made a comment on the radio and said, I'm the king of New York. Jay, that's my brother. If he wants to share it, if he wants to be the king of Brooklyn, but I'm the king of New York. And when it comes down to people like Drake, and he also had Frenchie there, there was some other people. I can't really think off the top of my head who all went to Diddy's. But Jay-Z always envied that no matter what Diddy does, people still seem to always give him a pass. But he never gets a pass. Jay, behind closed doors, even though him and Diddy are tight, they've been knowing each other a long time, and they pretty much come up, they've always been neck and neck as far as money goes. Jay recently has pulled ahead of Diddy because Jay messes with more of the Illuminati people, while Diddy, even though he messes with the white people, Diddy's more with the boule people. So, even though the same people you'll see like Meek Mill also messes with Diddy. But you see Meek was at the Rock Nation party. Meek was at the Rock Nation party. So you had two different rituals going on and two different competitions, because Jay is always tired of hearing about how Diddy gives the best 4th of July parties and how Diddy how Diddy gave the greatest 4th of July party of all time, a lot of people say. And Jay has an ego because at the end of the day, Jay still wants to be looked upon as the king of New York. But Diddy really has that status amount around New Yorkers because Diddy stayed in New York longer. I think he still has a spot in New York. Jay has a spot in the Hamptons, but he no longer has a spot in Manhattan. Not that I can remember. I believe him and Beyonce sold that spot. Well, he sold the spot. She made him sell that spot when that whole situation with Rita Ora went down. So Beyonce made him sell that spot. Remember, he used to have a spot right up the street from Rihanna, and that was too easy of access for Beyonce's liking. So she made his ass sell it. So these two here are funny because they're involved in it's always been healthy competition. At the end of the day, they respect each other and they're not going to go against each other. So it's been healthy competition. But Jay throwing the 4th of July party to battle Diddy's. And, of course, Jay's got more hype because more things happen. Diddy was more about, we're going to be dancing. Females are dancing with females. Males are dancing with males. Diddy's the party that after it was all said and done, everybody's just popping off with each other. That wasn't going to happen at Jay's party. Jay's party was more about rituals and instead of acts and everybody kissing and hugging and touching on each other, they were doing that at Jay-Z's party, except ritualistic like Meek Mill and James Harden engaging in a tickle fight. Meek Mill and also Lil Baby and James Harden's very tight. So they was hugging all over each other, And then you got Meek Mill while Lil Uzi Fart, as I call him, was spinning on the floor and back spinning. Meek Mill and James Harden was in the back playing Tickle Me Elmo. Now, what they were doing, I have no idea. You have to ask them. You have to ask Meek and you got to ask James Harden what the heck they were doing tickling each other while Uzi is back spinning on the floor. Oh, man, these dudes are so hilarious. So hilarious. Lil Baby was there. As I said, Michael Rubin was there. Jay-Z had his normal Illuminati folk in the building, billionaire on top of billionaires. Then you got people like Meek, always want to try to hang around. The funny thing about Jay's is you got his white billionaire friends, and then they're all taking pictures with dudes that'll never be in their bracket. And they're got their arms wrapped around them, throwing up all the signs or whatever. It's just one big brotherhood. And they know good and doggone well Robert Kraft goes over and says to his advisor or his assistant, now which nigga was that I took a picture with? But who's the king of New York? Is it Puff Daddy, a.k.a. Love, a.k.a. P. Diddy, Or is it Sean? Which Sean is the king of New York? Sean, Puffy, Puff Daddy, P. Diddy, Love, Combs? Or Sean, Jay-Z, S. Dot, Hove, Jigga Man, Camel, Carter? Tell me who's the king of New York. I would love to get a poll and take it of New Yorkers, because only New Yorkers will truly be able to tell, because, remember, Diddy hung out in New York longer than Jay. He used to run the marathon, and stuff like that, participate in city drives and stuff like that. Meanwhile, Jay was in California and in London. Diddy has had a much better history of putting on New York artists than Jay-Z. I mean, almost every artist that Diddy has put on, the majority of them have been from New York. Now, you could also say he's jerked the most New York artists too, but he did put them on. I mean, Frenchie's a millionaire. Frenchie's living up in Selena Gomez's old mansion, so Frenchie must be doing all right. But other than Memphis Bleak, who Jay really still didn't put on, what other New York artist has Jay-Z put on? Everybody in Rockefeller was from Philly almost. Them dudes was from Philly. Kanye West is from Chicago. And all of them dudes is bigger than his New York protege who's been there from the beginning, Memphis Bleak. Rihanna's from Barbados. I think Tiara Marie was from California. I don't think she was from New York. She's not on anyway. He dropped her. But man, the rituals were heavy. Diddy wanted to make sure everybody was touching everybody. Everybody was dancing with everybody. And then you got Jay and his minions over there throwing up their, apprentice handshakes. You got Bobby Shmurda over there now. Oh, man. This is hilarious. From what I hear, Diddy is going to rebuild his record label, Love Records. And he's going to be coming back with artists that he's going to try to revive these artists' career. So I'm hearing that he rumored to be putting Ashanti back in on the label. And a lot of these other artists that are looking for record deals, Love Records might be where you want to go. It's your boy Heaven Hollywood for the IE Network. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and share this video with your friends.